And we are live. Welcome to the CounterSurveil podcast. I am your host, Trez, here with CrowdStrong, Sledge, and AltKey. And I'm about to play our crappy AI-generated intro for this week.
Why do 90% of hackers swear by CounterSurveil? Let's dive in and find out. In the labyrinthine world of cyberspace, every click leaves a trace. But with CounterSurveil, you become the unseen. Our podcast takes you deep into the heart of hacking, where firewalls crumble and secrets unravel. From white hat heroes to shadowy code warriors, we cover the spectrum. Join us on Iron Geek, your portal to mastering the art of stealth and strategy. Discover the tools, the tricks, and the tales that define the modern hacker. Tune in and transform from a curious novice into a digital legend. This is CounterSurveil. Unmask the unknown.
Tune into the sound waves, secrets of the dark maze, dark codes in the nighttime, information no aligned. We're free in the spotlight, chatting through the late night. Smart contracts are lying, auditing, they're defying. CounterSurveil in my ear, security we engineer. Learn the truth, don't disappear. CounterSurveil, we're right here. Crypto dreams and data streams. Listen close, it's closer than it seems. Fix the flaws, see through the smog. CounterSurveil, join the blog.
Oh, I already said the whole intro bit. Now it's awkward. All right,
That
guys.
disclaimer gets me every time.
New mic, who dis?
Yeah, that's better.
Oh, look, you
Does it sound
fixed it.
better?
That's actually better. That's much better.
That's like a world of difference. That's like
Yeah.
early Adrian's recordings versus his later recordings.
Yeah.
All right. So this week we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Apparently, a bunch of Russian ISPs are under DDoS from the Ukraine. Other interesting articles as well. But before we start, what's everybody been up to?
Recovering.
I'm gonna pick on Sledge.
Recovering.
Recovering is good. I've been recovering myself. I've been pretty sick these past few days. Gonna try to make this about an hour-long one, although we know it's probably gonna go over. AltKey, what have you been up to?
I've been going really, really far down a Linux rabbit hole because I'm attempting to LFS again, X32 and X64.
I had to upgrade to Windows 11 Pro just for the sake of having NFS.
I wouldn't call that an upgrade.
I know.
An upgrade would be telemetry.
Make sure you rip the telemetry out. Just grab like shut up 10 or something.
I did. Yeah.
Okay,
That was
good.
a good call.
I don't like Microsoft knowing everything I type into the start menu.
You should post a link to that tool for everybody.
Seriously,
Sure,
right?
I gotta start monetizing this. Shut up 10. Yeah, I gotta look up where the link is and then find it and then copy and paste it and then go back to this chat window and then go over here to banners and then click create a banner and then put that in there and then add the banner and then
Or
click
you
the
can give
banner.
one of us access to do it.
You know, I wish I could. I don't even know how to delegate access in this stupid thing yet. So when I figure that out, you'll all have the ability to screw around to your heart's content.
Perfect.
Right, so that's where you grab shut up 10. It works for Windows 11 also and rips all that telemetry garbage out. So Microsoft doesn't know as much about what you're doing, although I'm sure they still have their ways to spy on your crap.
They know my code still sucks.
All our code
Insert
sucks.
VPN ad here.
Are you looking for a trustworthy VPN service? Use code bullshit10 to get 10% off your bullshit service for this month.
So
I'm not a fan of the VPN pushing by like everybody. I watch YouTube videos. You know, we all have like our own VPN providers we might use for certain things. we're not going to say them on the podcast, because then if we ever do something stupid on that VPN, it's literally like, hey, that guy uses this VPN. It's easily to correlate to him. So, duh.
The way they sell it too is retarded. It's like, oh,
the only person whose VPN ads I enjoy are the Internet Historian with his NordVPN ads. Those are freaking hilarious.
Like,
but other than
might
that,
I say, a VPN is not a silver bullet. The VPN does not clean up your OPSEC. These YouTubers are selling this VPN as use this and you won't get hacked. Use this and you can't be touched. Use this and your ISP doesn't know what you're doing. But if you're on your VPN, if you're on anything and you put your real name out there with a handle, and you use that handle to go do crime, or use that handle to say bad rhyme on the line, or you use that handle to ask a really dumb question in the Arch IRC,
that's why you got to have
butt handed to you. Like, and the thing is, normies don't know this. People who aren't in tech, they don't really understand. They're like, oh, I'm using this VPN. I can just download whatever I want. Okay, yeah, sure. Not like that's not going to bite you in the butt later.
I like it when they're honest and they tell you what to really use a VPN for, which is like getting Netflix in another country or something.
Right. And, they do have their uses, but I mean, another thing is a lot of people would be able just to use AWS free tier or whatever free tier cloud service y'all want to use, throw up a WireGuard using a script off GitHub and get way better performance than most commercial VPNs.
It doesn't work like it used to with 7 proxies back in the day.
I'm behind 9
Joke's
proxies.
on you.
Come get me, Fed Boy.
You beat me to it. She beats me to all the memes. It's like,
I'm so sorry.
It's hard. It's hard. Once again, AltKey is a talented offensive security specialist, penetration tester, and red teamer, and she's currently looking for work. If you are in the market for a talented penetration tester, please reach out to AltKey. There you go. I used announcer voice, so just pretty much just the movie phone voice for me, honestly. I remember. Hello and welcome to Movie Phone. If you know the name of the movie you'd like to see, press 1 now.
One. I wouldn't mind a group of watch session for war games. Not gonna lie.
You have selected War Games.
We should do that one podcast, just live watch and commentary war games or hacker movies.
Well,
that'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
One thing I used
Although
to
we'd
do
get it
back when I was on
copyright
Twitch,
struck right away.
I used to
Have to be
play.
live and never rebroadcast.
I didn't even think about that.
Well, I used to play cybersecurity games on Twitch, and playing games on Twitch is not a copyright strike. But I used to call them out when their commands were off, or when I'm like, no, this is movie bullcrap. This is keeping the game entertaining. This doesn't happen. Or when they got it right, I'd be like, okay, they actually got this part accurate. They're actually kind of spot on here. It drew a surprisingly good audience. It's just there's not that many games in that category.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of running out of hacker media after Ubisoft had to run Watch Dogs into the ground. Good job, Ubisoft.
I never actually played Watch _Dogs.
Two was solid. Now,
really?
2 was a really good open world game, and if you took kind of the cheesy hacking element almost down, it felt almost like a GTA clone that was actually done somewhat well. Driving was terrible. Shooting felt great. Ignore the multiplayer and you're good to go. Anyways, sorry for hijacking the stream, bringing it back in.
Of all the comments so far, TG's latest one is my favorite. I can't listen where I am, so I'm just going to make up what I think they're talking about. And be supportive.
We're not that good.
We appreciate the support.
Whatever you come up with in your head is going to be better.
And I sent it over a message in case he couldn't hear us saying we appreciate him.
There's a joke about Norton VPN here somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's what I was implying.
Pretty sure it's on some island somewhere.
Dear John McAfee, save us.
Oh God,
that guy died never paying a bar tab, man.
I refuse to believe that man is dead, and that is the hill I will die on. That man is not dead.
He probably just changed his name to something generic.
He's still laying in the sand on that beach.
Mm-hmm.
Probably hungover, still hungover from the last time he was seen.
Yep. There's too much cocaine in his system to die.
It won't let him die.
Charlie Sheen and Tiger's Blood. Same concept, right?
Pretty much the same
Mama
thing.
said only the good die young, so I guess the evil live forever.
He will indeed live forever.
He was a
I want to live
character.
forever.
I'm
I mean, we
gonna
just-
live forever too.
5 minutes, and how long do you have to be a bad person to?
We
to-
prank called him a few times one night. That was freaking hilarious because he was blitzed.
Mhm. Mm-mm.
Oh my god, I want to hear that story.
Par for the course, really.
I,
Well, tell the story, Sledge.
yeah, right.
Well, the story is I called him one night and he was blitzed. Excellent story.
Okay, but like, how blitzed?
On a scale from 1 to Sledge,
Mhm.
how blitzed was he?
Did his audio die? Is that what happened? Because he's absolutely not answering.
I think he installed the potato program I told him to install. Now we've got access to his computer. Let's do some fun stuff with him. Just kidding.
It messed up his audio. His audio messed up. There we go.
That's fine.
Oh,
Well,
you
he'll be
did.
back.
You're not kidding. There's actually a potato audio. Oh, that's so good.
Wait a minute, it's real.
Oh, no. Okay, all right. That's top notch. Well done, bro.
Thank you.
Well
Thank you.
done. I
It
wonder-
actually is a solid program. There's no malware in it. I was just teasing a little. Deltai turned me onto that program. It's what he uses, and that dude used to DJ in New York, and he's badass. So I like that program actually. It's a little complicated to learn, but
We should.
I'm
We
sure
should get
Sledge
him
will
on.
figure it out.
We should get him on one day. I'm sure he
Yeah.
would be happy to
If-
join us and talk about something interesting.
If he weren't stuck in sock hell right now, I'm sure he would hop on. Unfortunately, his shift starts at like 3 in the afternoon and goes till like 2 in the morning. But if we do an
There we go.
earlier cast,
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe. Yeah, I've known him for, God, almost a decade. Real
he's a
good guy.
good dude.
He is a good dude.
Who, me?
The best.
Delta.
Well, you're okay. I give you a B+ for Judaism.
Yeah, I've known you for 7 or 8 years now, but I've known Delchai for longer.
Oh, that's who we're talking about. Okay,
we're
yeah,
talking about-
Delchai's cool.
Yeah, good dude. Real good dude.
I just was able to hear you now.
Yeah, no, it's all right. No worries. God, that was funny.
That was amazing.
That was.
It worked a little too well sometimes.
How easy is it to get security folks by making them click a button?
Hey,
The
we
answer is
break shit.
yeah.
Just
not
tell them you're
fix
gonna
it.
send them stickers, and then you'll just get us access to everything.
Yeah.
Them sort of rules.
Hmm.
You ever go to like a B-sides and somebody's like, "Yeah, I don't give out my information to anybody. I'm really like super secure." You're like, "Okay," and then like, "Oh, we're all out of stickers, but if you give us your name and address, we can send you some." And all of a sudden, their name is
Yep.
Mhm.
like a legit address too, not even a PO box. They don't care.
Speaking of
Stickers trump all. They're like currency.
Speaking of B-sides, apparently there's one in Atlanta on the 14th. If
I'll
anybody's
be there.
going, I thought about going too, so I guess I'll see you there.
I was trying to give a talk, but I was too late.
I have a buddy of mine that's actually giving a talk there. One of the guys that I went to college with.
Oh, what's he talking about?
Give me a minute, I'll answer that. Ba-ba-bum. Let me hit LinkedIn and I can answer that because I don't know. I should know that, but he is talking on. What are you talking on? Where are your posts? There we go.
Spyware is fun.
Insult your choice of hacking OS and tell you what the real best option is.
The real best
Kind of like what
option
we're talking about.
Yeah.
is
I don't know the answer to that. I haven't actually talked to him about this, but basically what's going to happen is I'm going to crash his talk. He doesn't know I'm coming, and I haven't seen him in. It's been about 3 years now, so I'm going to crash his talk because that's what you do when you're good buddies like that. And
Yeah, you stand in the back with middle fingers blazing.
yeah, right. That's
Don't
exactly.
forget to heckle.
Or some kind of stupid mask, maybe a cloak. I'm in my cloak era now, so I just bought a cloak.
it's
So,
B-sides. Everybody's already wearing a mask, so don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
there we go. Yeah, huh? We'll do that, and I'll go get I don't know, some stupid ass mask and wear a cloak or something. Put on some more watch lists. It'll be fun.
You're already on 3. How many more do you need to be on?
I assure you I'm on more than that. We'll plug Nick's OS for you. How about that?
Oh, absolutely. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure our names probably touch on the watch list.
Let's see. Okay.
Oh, we love that. Wow. Hey, iterate.
Ooh, infinite alt keys.
Inception.
Yeah, how do we iterate recursively?
Have you heard of that recursion? Yeah, recursion. Wait, have you heard of that recursion?
Let's see. How do we do this? I'm gonna pop this one back in.
What are you trying to accomplish? Oh, there we go.
I wish I knew.
Cool.
Okay. Now we go over here.
I can't actually...
All right. Can you guys see this or not?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. So the infosec articles of the week section. I used to do this on Iron Geeks Cast. It's one of the few things I do miss doing. So I'm going to cover just a few of the articles from this week. We got Microsoft recall changes might be too little too late. Gist of this article is infosec community is like, hey, you guys really screwed up with what you were going to do with recall. And now you guys are adding in security after the fact, which is pretty much what we expect from Microsoft.
Typical day with Microsoft.
And yet they pushed yet another update Thursday, announcing it had pushed back their preview release again. And those Copilot Plus PCs are still being sold. So I wonder what the heck software they're running if the preview is not even up to date yet.
I've never messed with one.
Yeah, the difference tends to be they have got another coprocessor. This one specifically for AI. It's very good at certain types of computation used for artificial intelligence, namely matrix multiplication. But, you know, I really don't see the need for it. If you've got a decent GPU already, you can do a lot of the same crap. But we also have identity management and information security news for the week from this random website. And nothing here is anything I really want to talk about. These are the things that happen when you don't vet your sources before going live. Freaking ads. And I don't have ad block installed. This is what the hell is going to be like when freaking Google finally mandates Manifest v3 for everybody and you can't install a working ad blocker. There's going to be ads everywhere. It's going to be an apocalypse, the adpocalypse again.
I'm just going to be curling my stuff, man. I'm going to just be curling everything.
Yep. So I tried to join the chat, and it's breaking on me. So if I find something interesting to say about the chat, I'm just gonna respond to the chat. But yeah,
sounds good. If you do respond in that chat window, it will come as Adrian, even though he's not here right now, which is fine.
No. It won't even let me do the chat thing. I can't even sign into it. So.
And I'm in chat as alt key, conversing with viewers.
Yeah. So I tried to come in as CrowdStrong, but it absolutely would not let me. So, and I don't want to refresh the page because I don't want to drop the stream. So, no big deal.
Fair enough. All right. So AI is expected to make fake emails, and that's not the article. This is actually from the WEF of all places. The WEF. All the conspiracy theory guys are pulling their hair out now.
Oh yeah, yeah. We were just talking about them today. There's some conspiracies going on.
They want you to eat bugs. AI will make bogus emails appear genuine, warns UK Cyber Agency. So GHCQ, we all know them as the guys who put out Cyber Chef and also are supposed to be as good as our guys.
Hey, Cyber Chef is dope.
Cyber Chef is dope.
You know, I wonder if they keep the data that you submit to the one on GitHub. Probably not. I think it all runs in your own browser, but it'd be fun if they did. Also, seeing some ransomware attacks on some key US and UK water companies. Not cool to mess with people's water, man. You know, it's like, yeah, screw with my cable TV if you want, but don't screw with the water.
I gotta drink old news. Didn't Stuxnet do the same thing?
Stuxnet was nuclear enrichment facility.
Oh yeah, that was a nuclear.
Yeah, that was
not a water plant.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a
unless they were refining their water with uranium Don't
I mean,
think
why
that-
not?
I'd explain a lot in my hometown, actually.
Oh no.
Yeah, or if you remember, Stuxnet was the USB key drop that, when they plugged it in, made all the centrifuges go really, really fast and
Yep.
destroyed all the enrichment they were trying to do there and
You're
broke
breaking
their
up.
machines.
Raz.
Anyway,
And
uh,
whoever pulled it off, though,
a lot of-
slow clap to them.
Mhm.
me?
Kind of impressive.
I gotta clap faster, but that's what they want, and I don't want to break my hands.
That would be a combination of the U.S. and Israel, if
Yep.
memory serves.
Yep.
So Nordstrom names Chief Information Security Officer, and Meta research scientist joins A12.
Like Nordstrom, the clothing company.
Yeah. So apparently Nicole
Okay.
Ford, don't know who that is, joined Nordstrom as Chief Information Security Officer. Don't know why this made GeekWire, but apparently it did.
Zoom in.
Yeah, she's cute.
Trying to see what
That's I don't think that's what he was trying to say.
Oh, zoom in. Okay.
Dude, mind on
Is that better, Sledge?
Hey, girl, you got some nice text.
There's not enough alcohol in this cup.
This needs to be alcohol.
Yeah, no. Where's my desk flask? Damn. There's beer this time. Whoops.
They're like, we pay you an hour a day for reading infosec articles, and this is what you come up with. Okay. Next, Malaysia Cybersecurity Act of 2024 and subsidiary regulations in force. Looks like there's a bunch of stuff about this in here that I haven't read yet, but I'm going to try and pretend like I have. So, Section 22 of the CSA mandates, among other things, a cybersecurity risk assessment in accordance with Code and Practices directives. This is some boring, dry crap. Nobody cares. Anything interesting in it? Nope. Okay, on to the next article. Cyber.
Chat GPT and just gotten TLDRs for them.
You know, actually, I did. So, the Malaysia Cybersecurity Act of 2024, along with several other subsidiary regulations, has been enacted to strengthen cybersecurity in Malaysia. Next, we have cyber incidents rank at the top of global risk in the Allianz Risk Barometer. This is some crap that a bunch of CISOs probably read that they don't understand either. So, this is the Risk Barometer. Yes. Cybersecurity is interesting, but this said ransomware, not cybersecurity, is on the rise. God, these articles suck. Let me go down to the better articles. So let's start with the massive cybersecurity attack underway in Russia right now. And hopefully this article will suck less. Open that one. So, Ukrainian hackers launched large-scale cyber attack on Russian internet providers, military-related companies, sources say. Hackers of Ukraine's military intelligence agency, called carried out
Is the last
April
name
24th.
Hold the door.
Hold the door. Alt key.
I'm sorry. So, guys, how'd the hacker get away? He ran somewhere.
Oh Jesus!
That's
You'll
Shut up.
you'll see yourself out. Goodbye. You were the weakest link.
Shut up, Dad.
All right, so the recent attack affected at least 33 servers and 283 office computers at industrial facilities, took down 21 websites, destroyed 15 cloud and file storages. Ukrainian hackers also left pro-Ukrainian messages on the affected online platforms. You know, it'd be really ironic if Russia did this to themselves as like a false flag to try and garner sympathy. Anyway, the Ukrainian hackers have been attacking Russian online platforms on a regular basis since Russia's full-scale invasion in 2022.
I wish they would list the websites that were attacked. Because usually it's just random, stupid-ass websites that are sitting out there on the internet that they can deface really easily. They're not like actual companies. So It doesn't matter. Like, who cares?
Well, maybe they did. Let's see.
Like, there's a big difference between attacking a mom and pop or a small credit union versus a national bank. I want to know what they hit.
Let's see. Russian's national card payment system, which operates Russia's mirror payment system.
That's a little spicy, yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's a tad spicy. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't mirror the thing they built with China to do the end run around the sanctions?
That's what I'm thinking. Which is interesting why they targeted that, given the parties at play.
That link in our show notes here in the Excel.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's at the line 13.
Cool. Thank you.
Right before I pasted it in a different format and the columns didn't line up, so I just said F it. I got a minute left before I got to start the cast and just sent it. Next we have.
I get you.
Yep. F it. We'll do it live.
As always.
Seattle Tacoma Airport had a cyber incident. This one I heard a lot of people talking about on Twitter. So not only were like flights delayed and all that kind of stuff, and the TVs in the airport all down.
Speaking of delayed, has anybody heard anything from CrowdStrike in the last couple of weeks?
I never got that $10 free gift card for
Starbucks or whatever.
Like, shout out to Twitter for being the best threat intel feed on the planet, by the way, because none of these others.
That and Reddit.
We'll talk about that later.
We're going to be bitching about threat intel soon. That's kind of the whole theme going to be this week. So next we also have Azure faced a DDoS attack. So when is Azure not facing a DDoS attack is probably the question, considering how much stuff's on there.
Right,
but this one started on Tuesday, made a number of Azure and 365 services inaccessible to many people. Happened 11 a.m. UTC.
So Azure doesn't use Cloudflare? Come on, guys.
So Azure front door and CDN components started behaving below acceptable thresholds. High latency, difficulty to access pages. Got stuck and used them for MFA. This is not the first time
this happened. Like, no crap, Sherlock. This happens daily.
This time they're claiming it was anonymous Sudan activists who are also identified as Storm 1359. I don't know what threat intelligence agency is naming people Storm-1359.
Shaking my boots.
The 1359
everybody
is
has
how many
their own
attempts
crap.
it took them to get this name.
Yeah.
This one involves a botnet. Of course it does. This is the Maris botnet. Obviously, somebody who had control of a botnet decided, I'm going to screw with them today. That being these anonymous Sudan folks. Okay. Next, how do you mitigate a DDoS attack? You throw more bandwidth at it until it goes away. Canadian retailer Giant.
Does it say how they did it?
Yeah, they used the botnet.
I mean, like DNS amplification, or what did they do?
It doesn't specify in the article. It's not
they just annoyed them a little bit.
Ah.
They mildly inconvenienced Azure.
They bothered them until they decided to spin some more shit up and mitigate it with more bandwidth. Those bandwidth costs. Oof. I remember this article a while back. There was this dude who had like a free tier thing you had to attach a credit card to. And he got attacked with like a DDoS and they ran up like a really high bill. And eventually they forgave it when everybody was bitching about him making a post on Reddit complaining about the high bill. That kind of stuff happens all the time. So a Canadian retailer giant called Tiger disclosed a data breach affecting nearly 3 million customers. This breach exposed customer names, email addresses, physical addresses, and phone numbers. That's
I'm pretty
a
sure
decent amount of
the
data.
chain's name is
Giant Tiger. Giant Tiger Stores Limited.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've actually bought something from them.
Giant Tiger. Next, Fujitsu malware incident. So, multinational company Fujitsu, didn't they used to make film back in the day?
Yeah, scanners and all kinds of other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, actually decent scanners if I remember right.
Yeah.
Not nearly as bad as HP's locked down bullcrap.
I have a Fujitsu scanner here somewhere. Now, where in the infinite multiplicity? That's a good question. But I do have a Fujitsu scanner here somewhere.
Excellent. Well, your data is probably in this breach that contains,
Excellent.
let's see,
Woo!
undisclosed information. They don't want to say, but they had a breach. Well, they'll have to say if they do business here because they'll have to file an 8K and then we'll know anyway. But it's
Fantastic.
not in the article.
Y'all shouldn't
They
have
had
been scanning
malware.
your butt cheeks on that thing. Now the hackers have your butt print.
Oh no, not my butt print.
That's something I don't see being used for authentication anytime soon.
Oh, that would be awesome.
There's
What?
a whole website about that, actually.
There's a white.
I've seen people use their knuckles or elbows.
We talked
Why
about
not
that
the
last
ass?
stream.
Oh man.
Build it
Okay.
into your chair.
Yeah.
Don't get a
Two-factor,
hemorrhoid.
you sit down.
You break your
Two-factor
two-factor,
toilet.
Get a hemorrhoid.
You heard it here first on Iron Geek. The two-factor toilet coming to Internet of Shit near you someday soon.
Correct.
Internet of shit.
It
Yeah,
works
that's
with
what
it,
iOS
though.
stands for. Or IoT stands. Well, I guess iOS.
IoT, Internet of Toilets.
Yes, Internet of shit. We're lobbing it, OS X, but that's fine.
Nissan North America also had a data breach that they just kind of started talking about, even though it happened last year. And then they got into their external VPN and shut down systems and deployed ransomware. You'd think we would have heard of this before now, considering all the 8K stuff that needs to be filed, but I guess not. Also, looks like their Oceania, Australia, and New Zealand branch had been hit back in December of 2023, and North America in January of 2023 as well. About 20 gigs of that data is available online due to admin credentials being used. Who the hell uses admin?
These guys, apparently.
We love that.
We're going to put it on the
This is
internet
one of
and
those
leave it as
situations
admin.
where
We don't love that.
it's like when I buy a new appliance or something and it forces me to change the password, I appreciate that instead of using the defaults.
Right. Like, I had a friend that just applied for Nissan. Please hire him, guys. You need him.
You know, I probably should just do this. Zach Whitaker does a great job with this shit every week, and I don't know why I'm bothering to manually gather shit. I'm sure he's got a bunch of good shit to go over. So Zach Whitaker,
Let's
I'm
steal
probably gonna
all
spell
the
his name
things
really
from
wrong.
somebody else.
Oh, yeah, you have a message on Signal.
this
You may want to
week-
check that in the middle of the stream.
Oh yeah, I'll get right on that.
Is it also potato audio?
Zach Whitaker. I probably spelled that name really badly. Close. So this is one of my go-to sources. When
All
I
right,
need
give me a
shit to
second,
talk
fellas.
about.
I'll be back.
You're not allowed to leave.
2 seconds.
No bathroom breaks allowed. I usually just go here. So considering it's 9.3 and this was out on 9.1, this guy does a fantastic job and it's free and he sends it to you every week. Highly recommend you subscribe to this.
Security.
Add it to your RSS feeds.
Is this
So
still
let's see.
The next point of discussion is going to be threat intel feeds.
My brother? You are absolutely not muted. If you care.
He's just firmware updating his IoT, Internet of Toilet.
I could mute him, but he might say something funny.
Earlier, it was canceling out everything, so that's what I assumed.
You're not muted right now.
I don't care.
Oh yeah, let's all be.
Whatever.
Nothing like doing it live, kids.
Skirt will do it live.
So who were you talking to, Sledge?
I know that guy.
Yeah, you know him.
Hello, that guy.
Hey.
Yes, the stream is getting
Your
recorded
stream is
and will
definitely
be
getting
available. It's available on the Iron Geek YouTube channel. If you go to youtube.com and then the little @ symbol, like Shift 2 on your keyboard and Iron Geek, you'll find this under the live tab, archived. Okay. So Zach Whitaker does a great job with his threat intelligence crap. That's a feed. I recommend that's free. I was going to go over some of those articles there, but I think we've covered enough threat intelligence stuff for this week because the talk of the week is threat intelligence. So why does threat
feeds.
intelligence suck? Why do the feeds all suck? Why do the paid feeds that companies spend fortunes on also suck?
Yep.
The ones that are supposed to be geared towards your specific industry and only tell you stuff that you really need to know, filled with ads for crap you don't need and other crap that is not even relevant to your industry. How did it get to this point? How can we fix it? Go.
Oh
Just use
boy,
Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit.
Just
Reddit's always the
Just
answer,
use
dude.
Twitter.
dude, Twitter and Reddit was always my threat intel feed as a threat hunter.
Yep.
The threat intel feeds that we would get, the stuff would be like a week late.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'd add an IRC and a certain place that fills me with dread.
Yeah.
If you really need something niche, but like beyond that,
It's like,
Is it does it
Follow-
start with a number and end with a Chan?
shut up.
I mean, normally by the time it gets it, it's already been posted 2 other places, sadly.
Yep.
Okay.
And the place I'm talking about is basically Tor Reddit.
Okay, all right.
If you know what I'm talking
yes,
about.
yes.
I
The
got
place
what
that fills me with dread, and I can't get through the CAPTCHA, but my AI can get through the CAPTCHA faster than I can.
Yeah, I got you. Track.
You're not supposed to use the name when you describe the thing in the name. Is that how it
I'm
works?
just saying, it's a dreadful place to be.
Am I gonna have to go out back and edit this?
No names.
That would certainly be very dreadful.
Only
Especially
descriptors.
since you're the only one who's got actual audio editing software right now. And so it would be you.
But I was gonna say though, the biggest
Shush,
the
Connor.
best resource for threat intel for me when I was a threat hunter at XYZ company, whatever, was Twitter. Follow some security researchers. They drop all their stuff before it gets published anywhere else, and you can see it. And I ended up finding one of my clients. There was a phishing website for one of my clients that I saw on this guy's dump, and I was like, whoa. So I ended up going into that server, and what was funny is they had the same default credentials for that server, so I just logged in and downloaded everything. So I got copies of their fake web page and everything they were using to phish.
Sounds about right. I found Browser in the Browser, the repo for that, I think on X, and then I saw it get used against us like a day later. And so I was like, not bad.
And then
that was a good one. I
Before
think
I
that still
forget-
shit works too.
before I forget, my buddy just walked out of the room, but he said threat intel feeds are basically snake oil based on trust.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that.
Good way to put it.
That's about right. Yeah.
So you pay all this money to some company that's got like a lot of last names in their name of their company, like I'm not going to say any of them, but generally those are, some of the big ones. And you get this tailored feed every week, right? And that tailored feed is supposed to tell you stuff about your industry, right? Like,
And
say
ideally,
you're in
your
IoT
company.
and you specialize in making crap. So you're in the manufacturing sector. You're supposed to get threat intelligence that is pertinent to you based on threat groups that are most likely to attack you. Yet they usually will just take the same threat feed for multiple companies. And I know this only because I get threat feeds from multiple companies that are all supposed to be tailored to them. And there's the same articles in them about the same threat actors who aren't even targeting those threat. Like, that's not even the demographic those guys go after. Now, there could be useful stuff in there, right? Like, for instance, if there's a new tool, tactic, or procedure that a lot of threat actors are adopting, there's a new way they're bypassing MFA.
Oh, you spelled out TTP.
Oh
no!
He said the magic word.
I'm out of beer. What a shame.
Is this Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse? What the hell? Couchy. Oh, sad. My chair's not alive. So at the end of the day, though, my main issue with threat intel is that they don't do a good job of actually targeting towards the industries. They reuse the same crap for everybody, and now they have ads in it, in like paid ones for like
And they don't
products
vet
they're
it
trying
either.
to sell you. Not even from the same company a lot of the times, like promotional crap. And like this is a paid feed like that people get at a company that's like, you know, free crap. And oftentimes the free crap that you'll find from like Zach Whitaker is way better than the crap you're gonna get from your, you know. So
Most of those commercial threat intel feeds is like humans just scouring the internet for stuff and putting it in an email and selling it to you.
They're getting it from the same place we are, which is Reddit and Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you guys happen to have, say, any words of wisdom for getting your Twitter set up to act as a threat intel feed for anyone in the chat who might not have used Twitter ever before? Or
yeah, I would go and find like one really good infosec guy, like Dave Kennedy, and then just follow everybody he follows.
That's all I use Twitter for, is following infosec.
And I don't say that because he follows me.
Although you should follow the other side.
I don't
Yes,
follow crap on there. I'm
That
useless.
guy.
Yeah, that guy.
It's confusing because you're in different places for different people.
Yep.
But yes.
I'm actually working on setting up I set up a Twitter with this username because I haven't used it before this podcast, because Sledge so graciously gave it to me a few months ago. So I'm finally setting everything up for it. So I'm actually doing that as we speak, is setting it up for threat intelligence just to do that. So
I used to have Havoc with 0 on Twitter, and then I changed it because I was joking around with some friends, and they're like, dude, you fanboy for David Kennedy too much. You got to stop putting him on a freaking altar. You know, you're no binary defense systems. You're no trusted sec. You're more like a busted sec. And I thought that was funny in the moment, and I changed my handle to it. And then that asshole took Havoc, and yep. So I don't have that one anymore. I don't have a bunch of the other ones I used to have, so I just kept this one.
I've had all the pieces. I was like 10 years old, so y'all are going to see all my cringy bull crap growing up on the internet.
Another point that somebody just messaged me personally said, and he actually works in the industry. He says the pools of trust gradually degrade as people who leak that info get spotted themselves.
Yep. And that's another thing. Like, if you work for a company, and I'm not going to name names, this is a story from one of my friends, but he got a job at a new company, and he is pretty plugged into this kind of thing, I'd say. He has acted as a researcher before. And he goes to his boss, hey, we're under attack, because this is what I've heard. This is the messages. And, you know, he stripped it to protect his source. And his boss is like, you're fired if you don't give me the source.
Ooh.
You don't do that. Because if he gives the source out, you're never getting threat intel again. That's just how it's going to work. You let that leak more than once and you get busted, your career as a threat intel leaker is over.
Don't kill the messenger.
Don't kill the messenger, but also you got to be really careful how you share that stuff if you do. So I don't recommend doing so personally.
Yeah, I had a similar conundrum when somebody gave me some actionable intelligence I needed to pass along and couldn't say the source because it was TLP red. And yep.
And
it's like, well, you got to tell me. It's like I can't. I'm not even supposed to know. But you know, now you know. So go patch that shit before. You know.
Well, in this case, they decided to basically call him on his bull crap because he refused to give the source, trying to claim that he's trying to be more important than he is, and they decided to ignore the intel. They got their crap popped.
Of course they did.
Well, good. That's what they deserve.
30 minutes, and he got fired for not giving the source because they ignored the intel, and they ignored the intel off of him not giving the source, so they blamed him for it. So
that's so dumb.
Yeah, it is so dumb.
He speed ran getting fired in like 1 week.
Hey, man.
It's like a bug bounty gone wrong.
Yeah. As Connor just said, many people only trust something verifiable, but the problem is when you are dealing with a world of criminals.
Yep. Threat
intel. Verify.
That way, man.
If threat intel don't work that way, exactly. It's hard to describe, but I joke that it's like an old school gumshoe PI. He don't know where that gum came from. He just knows it ain't supposed to be there, so he investigates.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if the intel is bonk or not. Investigate it anyways if you're explicitly listed. And oh no, you either wasted 30 minutes of your time for something that was bull, or you just saved yourself a lot of money and a lot of trouble.
Yep, that's the right answer.
So I used to screw around on. So I had gained access to this forum that. How do I say this without saying this? When people hack things and they want to resell access to that thing that they've hacked, sometimes they will go to a forum to resell that. In order to get into that forum, they don't just give access to any schmuck. So
It's called a broker.
Yeah, I was trying not to say IAB because that kind of makes it easier to narrow down. But thank you, Sledge, for helping me narrow that down. So anyway, so I had access to this one. You even had to like pay a couple of Bitcoin just to get in, not like actual Bitcoin, but like a cryptocurrency that's a little more anonymous than Bitcoin. It starts with an M, to get access to the area where you could see what companies that had been hacked you could buy access to. And one of those was a company that my company at the time, a couple of years ago, did business with. So I, trying to be a good guy, reached out to that company, letting them know that that information was on the internet. They did not take that well. In fact, they demanded to know my source. And I can only be very vague about how I know what I know, because I'm not even supposed to be associating with places like this at the time for the job that I had. I was just a curious hacker who wanted to know where people sold that crap and managed to get in. And the world of shit that those people raised, because they did do business with my company I used to work for, was not great. You know, it didn't cost me my job or anything, but it certainly caused me a lot more hassle, which is why I guess a lot of people are very hesitant to explain to people where their sources are from when they find stuff, because it doesn't usually go well, especially when you have assholes in charge who don't listen. And you know, those people apparently had been hacked for like 3 months. And
Problem there is they would rather shoot the messenger than fix the problem.
Yeah,
which they did. I actually got hit with an NDA over that and told I needed to sign it immediately, otherwise I would lose that job that I had at the time. And this is the kind of shit that happens because that's the industry. They're
gonna have somebody for a scapegoat.
Yeah. They act like I somehow hacked them. You know, it's like I'm not gonna hack you. You know, I mean,
you must have known
unless you pay me to do it, and you give me your authorization. Yes. And this is your daily reminder that BTC is a public ledger. That makes it not anonymous. Please use a crypto actually designed and vetted for security, like the one starting with an M.
Coin.
Thank you for that alt key.
And
I appreciate that.
There's a fantastic, and the way I teach.
That'd be monkey coin, yes, monkey coin. For
yeah,
all your
I'm totally talking about monkey coin, which not to be confused with ape coin, which is not to be confused with the Bored Apes Club, which is not to be confused with actual investing.
One thing about Bored Apes Club that drives me crazy is a bunch of those guys own the NFT gallery in Las Vegas, and I have no idea how that place is profitable. They have shows there all the time. They have all these TVs with people displaying their things. They don't charge for 90% of the things that go on there.
In Vegas,
and they have like full-time staff. It's like, how are they making money? It makes no sense. Is it just like a write-off for them tax-wise?
In Vegas, if you make it, it'll come.
And they're writing high. Like, they're writing the meme. It's only the meme. Pure meme, 100% meme. That's it. Like, there's a lot of money to be made off of crap going viral. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if the crap that goes viral went viral for a good or a bad reason. The people will still come.
Hits the hawk to a girl.
If you viral it, they will come.
If you viral it, they will come. and they will spend their money on dumb viral crap because, well,
true.
there you go.
And speaking of the stickers, though, from earlier, it suck too, right? I'm making stickers that say "suck to it" on that shit.
Jesus.
Oh, you're making those? I saw that graphic.
Yes,
I was
please.
wondering why you spent so much time on that. Good for you. Making it into a sticker. It'll end up on a bunch of nerds' laptops until they need to replace them a year from now.
Save that for me. Save a couple of those for me. I can make use of those. I promise.
You know what would be $1 million product? Something that can remove all those stickers from your old laptop so you can transplant them to your new laptop without breaking them.
You
Fire.
know, I think that's called a laptop cover.
AVE did this. He used what did he use?
You have to go to like the forensics village and get like that crap.
Mhm.
I can't remember what AVE used.
The stuff that they use to like remove labels without like just damaging the labels. They call that I forgot what they call that crap.
Orange glow?
It's
that
it's
the,
usually
Scooby
alcohol
Dog?
or something.
I would
but
like
they
to
use
salvage
it
some
on that
stickers myself.
tamper-proof
I got some good
village
ones.
at DEF CON. They explain it all.
He took Teflon and he shaved it down into like a knife and was able to take the stickers and stuff off. Like
I just
security.
use Gooby Gone, dude. Just Gooby Gone and then let the Gooby Gone dry and then just cover the stickers with more sticky and then just stick it to something new. Like, y'all are overcomplicated.
I mean, that works
Different
too.
use
but
case.
Getting
Well,
it
it's
off,
redneck, but
getting
Yeah,
it
no.
off without leaving residue of tamper evidence, that's the trick.
oh, so we actually care about that. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I just assumed old laptop to new laptop, like,
You
okay,
just
old
put it in
laptop's
the
just gonna
ITT,
get more
that's fine.
stickers. It'll be fine.
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, Connor.
That guy.
Yeah.
Let's.
Somebody's glowing in the chat today.
Hey, I just posted a link. Somebody
Speaking of Connors,
DM'd me.
Connor.
That would be something to talk about,
Yes.
relevant to what we were just talking about.
Okie dokie. So this is, I can pull that one up. Let's switch it back over to present. That
While you're
should still
doing
be there
that,
actually.
The best way I've heard to describe how to do the thing in terms of security life, there's a fantastic YouTube channel called Pot Brothers at Law. And most of their conversations are about talking to law enforcement and things like that. But it also works, their tagline works in the world of InfoSec. It's shut the fuck up Friday. It is always and forever shut the fuck up Friday. You're welcome. Learn something. Shut the fuck up.
That was not what I wanted to do at all. Nor was that.
If you've never seen the Pot Brothers, they are top notch.
Judge grants restraining order against cybersecurity expert who exposed extent of city's data breach. Oh, this is a good one. I'm glad you brought Connor Godwolf up. I actually tried to reach out to him on LinkedIn to see if he'd come on the cast, but he hasn't responded. So this dude, right? He's out in Ohio, and local government gets breached. They dump shit from the police department, from other city services, things about confidential informants, like really bad stuff, and even like social security numbers, all in this breach. And then
situations and things like that too.
What?
Information from people who were in like witness protection and who had been in abusive like relationships and things where they were being protected or whatever. Yeah.
Right. All that information out in the open. And the government comes out and goes on TV, and they're lawyers, and they're like, we looked it over. Nothing important was breached. It was all encrypted. You don't have to worry. Everything's fine. This guy comes out and goes and does interviews on the local media. He's like, look, I'm a cybersecurity researcher. I was able to get a copy of that breach. Now, the bar for what a cybersecurity researcher is doesn't necessarily mean I have a breach forums account, but I don't know this dude's background very well. But regardless, he pulled down a copy of the breach and looked through it, and they were lying. They were lying badly. So what's the dude do? He goes into the media and he's like, hey, they're lying. You know, he gives it to him raw. He's like, there's a lot of stuff in this that you guys need to be aware of. Even the local police department was not aware of the data that they had been breached from their own systems until this guy hit the media. And then a reporter went to the police department to ask, and the police chief was like, I had no idea. The same police chief who'd been screwing with this guy for apparently, all that stuff. So it was not fun. So let's just go through the article really quick, or maybe I'll just play the YouTube video because it's probably quicker, and hopefully the audio will come through. It probably won't. Is it coming through?
Mm-mm.
Oh, this is way too long audio-wise.
I think you
It's
need
also-
OBS for it to come through, because then you can route your local audio through virtual mic.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, there are other ways too. I could just share a tab if we're on the same computer, but I'm in RDP. Okay, so Columbus, Ohio, Franklin County judge granted a temporary restraining order against the cybersecurity expert who revealed that kind of information and how much was taken during a cyber attack last month. The cybersecurity expert Connor Goodwolf has spoken with 10 TV and other media outlets in the last few weeks, detailing what information is on the dark web. Goodwolf is the name he uses for interviews and not his legal name. If you want his legal name, go look into the court document. It's right there. The city says it first learned something was wrong on July 18th when the Department of Technology found evidence of an abnormality in its system. Well, that's an interesting way of putting it. 2 weeks later, the hacker group, I can never say this one, Residia, thank you. Whatever they are, said they had about 6.5 terabytes. How do you not have a rule set up for data exfiltration when there's an abnormally large data transfer that large?
That's actually impressive.
I sit here, I look at this, and I wonder if they got their information, like the government thought that their information was good because their cybersecurity people suck, right? So, like, if you have bad infosec folks, people who are just like masquerading as infosec folks that don't know what they're doing.
I mean, that's the government for you.
Good, whatever. And then you get shit like this happen. And so this guy comes out and he's like trying to discredit them because he's got evidence that all of this stuff was out there. You get shit like this.
I gotta say, the hacker group is better at exfil than naming themselves, and
that exfil was impressive.
Dude, 6.5 terabytes is a decent amount of data to get out. I mean, that's a lot. Like, that'd go over most people's data caps, like for their ISP in a month. That's decent.
And they
my cap's 1.2 terabytes if I don't freaking pay an extra $100. So on August 13th, Mayor Andrew.
Anyway, go on.
Mayor Andrew Ginther said the data stolen by hackers was either corrupted or encrypted, meaning it was useless. Hours later, Goodwolf told 10 TV that wasn't true and showed what kinds of information he was able to access. He continued to speak with TV about what data from the city was posted on the dark web. By the way, breach forums is not the dark web.
Thank you. Yeah.
Most recently revealing that Columbus Police Crime Matrix is downloadable. That database including witness, victim, and suspect information from any police report in the last 10 years. Also showing undercover police reports. City filed a temporary restraining order against him. Like, that's going to stop the data from getting out and not just make it more known by everybody in the world who's interested in that kind of crap and amplify its spread a million times more.
Yeah, you can just delete something off the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I bet if the city hadn't acted this way, this would have been forgotten about the next day, because this kind of crap happens all the time. You look at the breach database sites, that not just that one, but like the actual ones the threat actors put out, where if they don't pay, they dump the data.
Yeah.
This crap happens to like local county governments all the time. It's like a daily occurrence. It would have been forgotten about because they went about it this way. Now this is probably one of the most searched for things on the freaking breach forum site, By granting temporary restraining order, the court is ordering him to stop accessing, downloading, and disseminating the stolen data.
That 25 grand of damages is what's interesting to me. Why are we making a stink out of that? That's nothing.
Yeah.
Well, making a stink out of it because Goodwolf might not have that kind of money. Have you seen his tag? He probably spent $25,000 on whatever the heck he's got in his basement.
Is it
and that's a lot to charge one person. Like, it'd be different if that was against a company, because that's like, whatever,
Has anybody
talk about a scapegoat, though. They claim that he caused irreparable harm and widespread concern throughout the Central Ohio region.
No, you respond. Well, I guess yeah.
Their response
Sure, but
caused that.
Yeah, your response caused that.
Like,
Fire the intern.
exactly. And the 25 grand, that's just a lot to charge one person. I'm sorry. First of all, if the city really did do damages, that's probably actually not enough. But secondly, that anyone here in this like stack of people on the side have $25,000 to pay the police today? Like, any of us can just drop that?
Hear me out. Why don't they sue the CIA, since they're freaking running breach forms since Pomperian got freaking taken out anyway?
Bingo.
Go sue the CIA. That's who you should go after. They're the ones running the damn honeypot. Go get them.
Has anybody started some kind of GoFundMe or whatever for Good
Yeah,
Wolf?
like, can we take a hat around? I'll make cookies for the bake sale. They will
I
be
heard from
totally
the
legal in
grapevine that
most
somebody
states.
did start a GoFundMe for him. I just haven't seen the link.
Yeah,
Unless
like-
he actually is participating in it, I'm not donating.
Yes,
if he
same.
is,
Yeah,
like
sure,
it's his
sure.
GoFundMe, I don't trust randos starting GoFundMes because
Sure,
a lot of
sure,
the time
and
money
I'm
never
here
gets
for
to the
that.
person.
Like, if it's
Sure.
his actual GoFundMe, or I'm happy to pass a hat around. Like, I will make cookies and they will be delicious and legal in most states.
He could probably use a cookie right now.
My
Mhm.
God, go to his Twitter. It's- Go to his Twitter. Please go to his Twitter.
What's his Twitter?
It's C Goodwolf.
Oh. Well, that escalated quickly.
I wasn't ready for this, but oh boy. Here
I
we
might need one of those cookies.
are.
Oh, God.
Oh boy. All right, I'll share that. Just give me a second. It's a little complicated with my convoluted setup today.
He's got his website on it too. So
Yep.
it gives a little bit
His
more.
LinkedIn's just as good, guys.
Oh,
Switch on
boy.
over.
Oh boy.
Back over to that.
We
Oh,
learned
it's not the one again. Oh, here we go.
we
Okay.
definitely today.
Here's his Twitter. So current workout photos. Oh, look, is he getting red team fit?
Like a spicy pillow there. Good stuff.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
very
those are
spicy
fun.
pillow.
A very, very spicy pillow.
So this is just evidence that we should all just welcome our furry cybersecurity overlords. And
And
just
also
accept
stay off
it.
Twitter.
You know, they won't let me bring my water on the plane, but they would let me bring that kind of spicy pillow on the plane, I bet.
I need to just start putting my water in a spicy
If you're having trouble with the person's IRL info for welfare.
Yeah, which post is relevant here?
I'm
Yeah,
I was looking. I was hoping.
What am I looking for here?
I was hoping to see if he had like some kind of oh god, I used the word earlier. Donation. He doesn't. It doesn't look like. But I saw his Twitter and I thought it was pretty good. Shout him out. There we go.
There we go.
Oh,
And
everybody
give
go
a shout
send
out.
the money if you can find a way
Go
to
here,
do it.
add the follow, and then
Yeah.
go here and see if that
You
leads
gotta-
anywhere.
Goodwolf.io.
DevOps engineer, investor, Therian, furry wolf of the wilderness.
So you know the whole separate handles rule?
He's failing.
Yeah.
Oh, me?
We have that for a reason.
Maybe that.
Am I failing, or is he failing?
He's failing.
He's failing.
Okay,
You
good.
usually want to keep your less than safe for work handle away from your work handle.
We call that OPSEC.
Yes. Yeah, some people need more than 2 handles. Some people need 3. He's one of those that need 3. Because that's
Well,
what
he seems to be proud of it. He's
Yeah,
putting the furry stuff along with Docker and Chef and Ansible. I
He's
mean,
owning it, so that's
He's
good.
owning it.
That's
And
cool. That's
part
right.
of me's over here living for him owning it because that's amazing and you do you, dude. And I'm so happy and supportive for you. But I'm also really worried about the career front because I know how HR does not understand things.
Yep, that is a.
And there's some things you really don't want them seeing when they Google you, which is why you separate handles. I'm happy to give the OPSEC lecture. I've had to give it to a few thousand students.
You know, I gotta say he does have some quality going on with his fursona.
Oh yeah, as I say, that is
look at that. I
quality.
mean, that dude did some good job on that freaking fursuit.
And it's kind of why I'm mixed on it, because he's doing it well. Like, you know,
Yeah.
he should be absolutely proud of this. He should
And like
be proud
in
of
my
who he
case
is.
too, it's like I haven't really done anything stupid enough to where I want to have a different handle.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 different handles. I'm just going to be honest.
Technically,
I can't handle that many.
I don't need to worry about it.
And you don't mix those handles. 1 handle, 1 machine, 1 internet connection. That's how it's done.
Yep.
But yes. So basically, same as me, Sully. Although Connor does have a point. Like, the thing is, this guy may be so senior in his career, and I mean, he obviously knows his stuff, that if a company comes in and has a problem with him having his furry stuff under the same handle, maybe he doesn't want to work for him. And I don't think I could blame him on that. Like, there is a point where your job has to be tolerant of who you actually are. And if this is something that he puts out there,
I just want to say,
got 800.
it's cool that Lucky's listening, because Lucky's freaking awesome.
He's
I
the
love
one that sent
guy.
that link.
he's named on X. I already like him.
Lucky's great. Lucky, he stole Kevin Mitnick's freaking handle on what the hell is it called? Ham radio stuff. Like, he took those call letters, the vanity
Heck
sign.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was
hell yeah.
hilarious.
Right
I
on.
like this guy already, dude.
He's done some really badass research in the freaking space. I remember the most recent article of his I read was probably 3 years old at this point. It was the one about how you shouldn't use SMS anymore, because you could sign up for these services and just take over somebody's phone number using SMS. You don't even need to do like SIM swapping. Dude's freaking legend. I love that guy.
Do you have any of his social medias or websites to call out while we're at it? Send some traffic his way.
Yeah.
Lucky, you got. I'll just put his call sign up there. Then you can go in the FCC database and look up his address. I'm sure he wants that. So
Go ahead and plug yourself. Like, come on, plug yourself, man.
He did. He just posted it.
His call sign is right there.
Lucky used to run a thing for VoIP where you could pay for it in Dogecoin. That's love that guy.
Oh my god,
That's
good.
good.
Amazing. I approve.
My call sign is N0BRA.
Good old Nora.
It took me far too long.
Yeah, I was just waiting. I'm like, okay.
Now
He's
the
loading.
funny thing about that is he's not kidding.
I mean, he's not wearing one, obviously.
No. That's his call sign. That's
They approved that.
Yeah,
That is an
I had
epic
to
call
pay
sign.
extra for it, but whatever.
I mean, it's worth paying extra for it at that point, dude.
My dad used to have it back in the day, and apparently my mom got pissed off. He relinquished it back to the FCC, and I found out that he used to have that. I was like, I'm taking that. So where's your call sign, Trez?
I'm not a ham, dude. I have some ham equipment I probably shouldn't transmit on, but I'm not a ham.
yeah. That's one of the things I want to accomplish before the end of the year is getting my ham license.
Same.
They do it at a lot of the conferences, man.
Sure.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't think it is.
They do. Now that you're gonna spend time at a conference going to get it, but look up your local amateur radio ham club, and I recommend you all go to hamstudy.org and study for your technician class license. You don't need to know Morse code. That's an old thing. Just go learn this stuff.
That and KE0OG on YouTube. He's excellent.
Robert Rittenhouse in the chat there says, I think you can test online now. So
I think you can on the lowers. I don't think you can once you get to a certain point, though. I looked into this once, but I was also a few years in.
Yeah, it's usually in person.
Crammed in one day and got it at a con. That's cool.
That is pretty neat. No previous
study.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Okay, all right, cool.
And especially if you already know things along those lines, like you are into shortwave or sub gig or something similar-ish,
I
A lot of
always
knowledge
say,
will transfer.
I always make the analogy like if you know how sound works, that's kind of how audio works
Mhm.
for these tests.
Well,
He's talking about Twilio. I've dealt with Twilio. They're a pain in the ass, man.
I used to
Anyway,
love their services.
I've had to deal with them for one of my clients where I was doing some web app stuff for them, and I needed to send SMSs, like appointment reminders kind of shit, and that was a whole hassle.
Anyone remember
should have
Twilio
been
Quest?
easier.
Their video game that they use to teach their platform, because it actually is not a bad introduction to APIs. I used to use it to teach students API calls in Twilio back in the day. They were a lot more lenient about who they let join and who they let send messages and stuff. So it was a really easy way to teach students with like immediate payoff and immediate feedback, because it would go to their phones. If they got it wrong, it didn't go to their phone. It was one of those, they could apply what they learned from it, like in one class, and look absolutely baller in front of their friends. So naturally they paid attention, and the quick payoff really did help put a fire under some of their butts on how to make proper API calls. The game is still available, but it is dated. They haven't updated it in years, but the material still does work on the Twilio platform if you can get past the SMS sending restrictions that are relatively new. Still, I do recommend it just for, like I said, the purposes of teaching youngins API calls in a very gamified, immediate feedback manner.
I've never played with that. Sounds pretty cool.
I'm gonna have to go look that up too. Thanks.
It's pretty fun. Honestly, it's not like a normal game. It's edutainment, of course, so it's not going to be as fun as like a AAA title, but it was fun to screw around with. It was, I don't regret the hour and a half of my life that I spent playing around with it and trying to break it.
Reminds me of Alice from Carnegie Mellon.
Okay, yeah. Like, it was a good game. Like,
Shout out
it's free.
Forever shout out to the OG, Randy Pausch. Rest in peace, friend.
Rest in peace.
And hey, Lucky, was there remote testing before COVID, or was that a thing that happened after / during?
Oh, and thank you, Robert, for the verification that any level can be done online now. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Well, that answers the question then.
That's pretty sick.
Sweet.
Yes, that gives me no reason not to finish this year.
Yep, well, there went all my excuses straight out the window.
I got to get my extras. I've got radios that I can't legally use.
Even with that police badge.
That's because you've always been a bit extra.
Oh.
Stop that. She's not sorry about that pun. Nah.
She's the pun master. I'm just, riding on her coattails there.
So we're running way past our set goal of time, but do we want to switch topics? Because I have another one that it's on the mind, so it might be beneficial.
And of course, if there's anything the chat would like to hear us cover, like, I'm down. Any topics in chat, guys?
Yeah, hit us with something.
Yeah. Crowd favorite.
Well, I'll start us off by the importance of client communication. And I will elaborate by saying it's important. Let's say you're a pen tester, right? And you give them a window when you might start. If you don't send them an email when you start, they could say, hey, something happened on the back end, and they blame you for it. So that's why, or something a friend of mine is dealing with right now. I was talking to him earlier. But they don't do like start emails, stop emails. They give a window of when they're going to start and a window of when they're going to stop. They don't communicate clearly of when they're starting, when they're stopping. So I've seen in the past that if something happens, they will blame the pen tester always.
I mean, they do it.
I've had that happen to me too. I was going to do a test once, and then I got really bad COVID, and I had to delay it, but it wasn't communicated with the client right away. Something went down on the client's network, and it got blamed on me, even though I hadn't even logged in yet the freaking jump box to screw them. Hey, look, we got somebody else who's going to be joining.
Sorry about that. What's up?
Brian's guest appearance.
Hacksaws!
It is a pleasure to officially meet you. I've watched you for years, but a pleasure.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, man.
Big fan.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, lucky you're the man.
Been doing all kinds of things. That was kind of cool, just contributing to the podcast for some. I've been listening to it, so. Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, man.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, man. Lucky, what's your favorite ham radio? Little known factoid.
My favorite ham radio, like equipment.
Factoid.
Factoid. Most people don't know about ham radio operators or ham radio itself.
Factoid that could be useful.
Put you right on the spot.
Put you on the spot, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know. POXAC's on there. That's pretty cool.
Dude, I actually did my senior project on POXAC. That was pretty badass. There's a lot of stuff on that you should not have going over the wire.
No, you know what's actually pretty cool is like SMS over DMR.
Packet radio.
All right.
Packet radio.
Digital radio over DMR. Like you can send SMS through an SMS gateway. Back in the day when we had the Mojave phone booth IRC stuff on SMS, I actually made a ham radio channel in there, and we were sending messages over the air that way. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that'd be fun.
You would bridge the Mojave phone booth to both IRC and I think Signal or something else at the same time, and I was always wondering how the hell you managed to pull that off.
Yeah, it's only on Signal right now. That's mainly because the provider I have it with currently does not have SMS, but they will be getting it soon. But so in the meantime, it's on Signal. But yeah, at some point I bridged Pound Ham on there with the SMS gateway for amateur radio, and that was pretty cool back in the day. But it's not bridged anymore. But it was pretty awesome. For obvious reasons, I don't want the public just randomly going in and sending messages out over the ham radio.
I mean, it's always fun,
right?
Oh man,
you know Morse code?
No, I do not know Morse, unfortunately.
Dude, I got my license back.
But here's my argument to that, to people that are like, oh, you're just a no code tech or whatever, which actually I'm an extra now, but it's like, dude, I don't need to learn code. Like, my computer can fucking decode Morse for me and fucking encode it. Right?
I mean, when you're sending it over messages.
And half of these old timers that complain about you don't know code, it's like, okay, well, you don't know how to set up a DMR radio, so like, get with the times.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, my buddy Hippie. My buddy Hippie from Vegas had told me one of their DMR repeaters had been ripped
I'll
down.
be done by the time you get back.
Okay. Dude, Mike.
Like somebody went and just took all the shit out of one of the DMR repeaters. Who was completely, that's bullshit, man. Can't believe people pull that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, probably sold it for scrap.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was a personal vendetta. That was so screwed up.
Oh?
It was
rivalry?
Yeah, it was a shared server rack or whatever, and this guy specifically pulled out that stuff and screwed with it.
Yeah, I actually got that. I'm gonna pull
targeted.
that down, see if I can freaking. Yeah, it was. I mean, the guy had actual access control shit there. I have the list. I have the thing here. Where the hell? I just save it to my desktop on this computer, then move over to that computer, and yeah. But it was crazy.
Were you at DEF CON this year, and did you get to bang my cock?
He wasn't there.
That's
he was not.
John,
I would have crushed his badge.
Our Lord and Savior John Hammond banged your cock.
He did.
Top notch.
Ed Sheeran of
His picture, the one where he's actually like doing the like surprised face and about to bang the cock, is one of my reaction images for work now. It's top.
nice.
So good.
I caught him so off guard because he was signing autographs and everything for everybody, and I walk up in my goon shirt, hand him a hammer, and like bang my cock, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
We should have him on the podcast. That would be fun.
It was fun times, man. I'm glad we didn't run into Resider. That would have been an interesting picture we would have gotten with him.
Oh man,
for sure.
That
I couldn't find him. He wasn't even at the party when we showed up.
I know, it was pretty lame. So, Lucky, you used to do the info booth stuff at DEF CON, right? They renamed that to like info booth now, NFO.
If I used to, you mean one time? Yes.
That was like the one year I ran into you at DEF CON. It's the year you were doing info booth. I was like,
never again.
Wait till you join the sock team. Good God.
It's not bad, but like I didn't realize that it was just like never-ending shift of like shit. I can't even fucking go and catch a talk. You know what I mean? Like, like you're basically chained to the info booth for the entirety of DEF CON.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to
You
see a
live
talk
here.
anyway because they're being recorded.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know.
You want to go get a beer, like when you want to go get a beer and use the bathroom without having to ask for permission. Like I get that.
Yeah, for
Like this
sure.
ain't school
We should
anymore.
have-
If you want to take a leak, take a leak.
We should have Lucky on when we have all the other goons when we talk about goon life.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I could talk about food and life. That would be fun.
Oh no.
True, but
Oh no. Wow. There's a Twilio Quest VR extension.
Yeah.
So here's what happened.
Okay, honestly.
Wait, is it even still a thing? I thought I got some email like last year that they were shutting it down and everything.
They officially did, but the GitHub still got continued by some very passionate people.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm so sorry I jumped back to that, but I clicked on the link. I went to the GitHub, and the first thing is Twilio Quest VR, and wow.
Yeah,
I don't even know what the hell we're
now.
talking
it's
about.
actually kind of good.
Well, yeah, I 100% agree. Like for people that are noobs, like it's a pretty cool thing to learn on. Like I said, I was going through it as an optional thing when I was interviewing with Twilio, and yeah, I passed all their stupid little things. And only thing about Twilio is they want like 10 fucking interviews. Like
Yeah.
I still had 2 interviews left. Like after I had already accepted a like better offer from somewhere else, I'm like, yo, like you guys need to cut out with those interviews, man.
They want all the options for you to just bail.
Right?
They were teaching. They were gauging your persistence.
It's like I'm gonna have to get like paid for these interviews if you want more than 5. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
At one point, it becomes free labor, and I'm pretty sure the labor board won't approve of that in most states.
Like shit, more than 3, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm on
I
round
would
5
say
before
4
you.
is the most I tend to put up with it. Then they want a 5th interview. I'm like, what did you not get in the first 4? But I get it, you know.
Oh my god, yeah, they just wanted to run me through like every freaking chief. You know, I'm like, yeah, you got too many chiefs here, not enough Indians, man.
HR has to meet with you now.
There's like 12 cooks and 1 broth. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is the thing that I was talking about. My buddy Hippie forwarded over to me. So this is from
Hippie!
Paul W. Rat 935 back on 8/26. So apparently people went into this dude's repeater. He went and he noticed his 625 antenna was bent and damaged. And that's like why people were having trouble, he thought at first. And then he noticed the ham repeater at 146.790 dipoles were messed with, tuned to the wrong direction. Somebody climbed up the roof, unbolted, turned the antenna the wrong way, went into the cabinet, which happened to still be intact. He opens it up and noticed the MTR 3000 and the duplexer is missing. Yeah, and they just jacked all this dude's shit. It's pretty messed
Good
up.
God.
I mean,
Somebody went to the effort to climb up and bend the antennas? Jesus.
yeah, there's a $500 bounty. If anybody knows who did that, go reach out to WRAT, man, and go get him that. That's his email there. It's rfimage@hotmail. Go screw that guy over who did that. That's just bullshit. You don't do that to people. That's not cool. Not cool.
There's probably some drama underlying, but still, that's not acceptable.
Yeah, there's way easier ways to clean up drama, as in make the guy screw it up on himself, for example. No, please don't take any ideas from me. I am 100% kidding.
Except when she's not.
Don't rubber band two Baofengs together and just jam the repeater. I mean, come on, dude.
And definitely do not do that in range of an airport. Don't ask me how I know.
I'm over here
friend,
with my Yazoo, like, fuck those Baofeng guys.
I got a friend in New York who was an Uber driver who had one of those stupid freaking GPS jamming things. Don't know why he had it as an Uber driver, but he had it stuck in the cigarette thing, and he got in a lot of trouble when he was driving by the airport.
Other Uber drivers.
It
I've
probably
actually
made him
met
go
an
on
Uber
breaks
driver
easier.
who has one. My Uber driver in Vegas at DEF CON had one and was happy to show it off to me. What he will do is he will sit in an area outside of a concert with other Uber drivers, and if Uber can't get a link on GPS, they can't give you jobs. Which means if you jam everyone's GPS at the same time, as in you know where to be, you're jamming all of them. If you have someone else at an off-site location,
and it also
they're getting all the jobs,
phone.
not the guys in those lots. So if
It
you go
also
to the lot
jams
ahead
the
of time,
driver's phone, too, so they can take a break.
Yep.
That's pretty messed up. That's not a recommended methodology by any.
It is not. He was telling me that he would go to those places that he knew people were going to be hanging out as Uber drivers, waiting for concerts and stuff to let out. And he would put that on the back of poles or, in some inconspicuous location, let it run and park out of range so that he would get all the jobs and they would not. And I'm like, yeah, dude, you need to be at DEF CON. What are you doing? Stop driving and get to DEF CON.
That's multiple FCC violations right there.
Yeah, a whole bunch of them.
Like, get your butt to DEF CON, man.
That's like jail time and fine. Not one or the other.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's like a turbo felony, especially in like a packed city area.
For legal reasons, that was a joke.
For legal reasons, do not take my advice. It's on my
that
tagline
too.
for a reason. Like, seriously, read this. That
We
was
have
not
a
advice.
You ever
that was
notice
humor.
Uber drivers tend to really overshare too? It's like if you do get them talking, they're just so starved to talk to somebody, they'll admit to a felony just to be able to talk to you.
My
Especially
God,
when
you
you're
just
actually
described
nice
federal
to 'em.
agents that I've talked to. You get them drunk, they will freaking talk.
Yep.
I prefer not to get my drivers drunk too often. So
Yeah, same. Although one of my Uber drivers, after I told him about DEF CON, parked his Uber and actually went to DEF CON.
That's cool.
I found him at DEF CON.
My Uber drivers, they were like, yeah, I want to get into cybersecurity, so I gave them my card.
The metal ones?
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
the ones.
that explains why you were down to one metal one before you met me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm out now.
I got his last one.
Yep. I think I got his, second or third one?
You would have had.
Sledge has been trying to get me to go in with him on getting more metal cards. He's like, we can get them together, man.
I don't know. I'd go in with you if I wasn't unemployed.
I
If you
got
have the one with a red stripe on it, that's the second edition. That's the newest
No,
one.
I have the first edition. I
The
got
white and black one.
Yep. I got one of the ones before you put the red stripe in it.
They're cool
Is that
cards.
the same
man.
company that made Kevin's cards?
No.
No.
I had this discussion with someone else. I used my metalbusinesscards.com,
Yeah, they're pretty
and it's thicker than Mitnick's.
Yeah.
But this company I use, you can choose the thickness.
I also have
girls
one
don't always get that
of
option,
them,
though.
too. Tool, TOOOL, also makes one of those cards, not unlike Mitnick's business cards.
Y'all just gave me an
OG
idea.
is gone. Rest in peace, Mitnick.
Y'all do not want to give me ideas. No, officer, that's a business card.
I'm not breaking into buildings with this.
Oh God, no! Especially seeing those are not quite encouraged for carry in my particular area.
Oh, we don't care
So-
where I'm at. Nobody, as long as you're not committing a crime.
We used to not care where I was at, but now that I moved, they very much do care, and it's one of those you have to be licensed to carry them.
That's good to know because I straight up travel there quite a bit.
Yeah, apparently it's like an instant felony if you're found with those anywhere near your vehicle or possession.
Interesting. Okay, well, that means I should go get my license,
so
because I was
get
absolutely
creative. You get creative on how you carry them. I've seen some people turn them into earrings or jewelry.
Yep.
That's the most common.
Yep.
But I don't.
Now, how
think
do I
you would
hide
look
my
great with
lychee?
earrings.
Is the question. Lychee.
You put it in your bum.
I was gonna say boof that.
Let me just grab the gloves like the person on that one Blink album and
Check out this balloon I have.
ignore any marks on the balloon.
Oh no.
Somebody should put a database up of just like all the states and what their laws are in terms of if you can have pics or not. That
I'm
should be
pretty
like
sure
a
that
tool
exists.
project.
It
should be a tool project.
Yeah,
It's
I would be
already-
absolutely impressed if somebody doesn't have it for lock.
I think Tool has that.
If
I
Deviant
remember
hasn't
seeing
done
it.
that already, he should get somebody on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Be too careful, but we use a password manager.
What's the context for that?
Oh,
we get
were-
chihuahuas. We
We were having our own conversation on the side because they wanted to discuss which dog would have the best OPSEC.
Okay, all right.
And I commented that every Chihuahua on the planet will sing you the song of their people, so definitely not them, and definitely not Huskies. Pomeranians are,
My dogs are the best pen testers. They get out all the time.
My dog
think
would
the
fall
best
for
offset would
everything.
be
He
a
literally
mutt.
eats his own poop.
Hey, they ate my cat's shit, so that
The
was
best
a match.
OPSEC would be a mutt because no one knows exactly where they came from, how or why. They're just there.
Alrighty. So, do we have any other topics we want to cover today? Do we want to keep going or do we want to end? The vote is up to you.
Well, yeah, we had the dog topic, and of course, we had the female hackers history topic, which I would need time to prepare for because the main
Oh, we
one
could probably
I
get Georgia
know-
on. She's pretty cool.
I would
If
say
you
she's
wanna-
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I feel like that's
You
something
talking
we'd
about
want to.
Weidman?
Yeah, the main one I've heard of is Gitmo. She's the big famous female hacker I've heard of, but
Wait.
Gitmo?
yeah.
When you say Georgia, you talking about Georgia Weidman?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I've done a
She's
test
sweet.
with her too. She's
I'm
really
going to
cool.
see her here in 2 weeks.
Is
She
she going
might
to be
be
at
a little
the
hesitant since
B-sides?
I believe
the
she's
old
going to
Iron
be
Geek
at
cast had
B-sides, I think.
maybe talked a bit of crap about some of the mobile stuff she was doing a couple of years ago.
You're breaking
Oh,
up pretty
she
bad,
might
bud.
be willing to come on nowadays.
Anyways, folks, I got to call it for the night.
It's a good time to call it.
Yeah,
Well-
we're at an hour and a half, so let's
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah,
Let's call it.
All right, cool.
Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you. Here's an outro before you go. Hopefully, it's not going to be the same video as the intro, but it might possibly be depending on which of these ones I click.
Ever wondered how to hack a badge at DEF CON? Let's spill the bites.
Exposing the secrets in the shadows, Havoc and Sledge are here to guide you through the digital jungle. Grab your popcorn and put on your tinfoil hats, folks, because it's time for the CounterSurveil podcast. Every Monday night on the Iron Geek channel on YouTube, join the dynamic duo of the digital world, Havoc and Sledge, along with their guests, the top infosec players in the industry. These guys aren't just any keyboard warriors, they're the badass hackers of infosec, paid to break into systems and help companies secure their shit better. They've got the skills to pay the bills and maybe save you from a cyber meltdown.
about.
Tune in to learn how to outsmart the bad guys, the advanced persistent threat actors and digital criminals seeking to steal your data and identity. Learn to protect yourself online, secure your data, and become an infosec ninja who can go on the offensive. With tips so hot, they might just fry your circuits. Whether you're a script kiddie, professional pen tester, SOC analyst, or just an infosec junkie, we've got your fix. Come hang with the seasoned pros. Havoc and Sledge have got you covered. So, why settle for being a zero when you can be an infosec hero? Come hang with the best or be left like the rest. Mark your calendars, set your reminders, and don't miss out. It's the CounterSurveil podcast, where knowledge is power and laughter is your firewall. See you there, cyber warriors, and don't forget, hack the planet.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.